We have spent, as you can see here, guys, over $3 million in the last 30 days on Facebook ads for our e-commerce clients. And there is a specific creative strategy that is working amazing for us. And of course, like AI is included as well. And we're using this strategy to maximize the output in terms of volume and quality. And this is actually something very important that I'm gonna discuss in this video, because there is a huge topic between these two things here. People say you need volume, people say you need quality. So I will just clarify everything and what we do to get the results that you see right now in the screen. So this other brand here, last 30 days we spent $276,000 for a 3.34 return on the ad spend. And then in this one here, this month, January, first 20 days of January, we spent 105k with a 5.55x return on the ad spend. Cool. So volume or quality? The answer is good volume at high quality beats high volume at good quality. And there is actually an issue here, because we actually started focusing on volume because you need more ads. Everyone was saying just focus on more ads and everything, but actually this didn't work. And so best case scenario, of course, that you wanna have is high volume and high quality creatives, but you need to have a very strong system in order to do this, which is something that we do right now for our clients. And took me like 6 months to develop an internal system that's specifically based on the way that we operate. So it's not something easy that you can do, but now since there is AI in the game, you can definitely do something that is going to help you to reach this god status, let's call it like this, because this is actually something that is actually what is going to bring you good performance and stable performance with time on your Facebook ad account. Cool. Let's now look at the actual creative strategy system here, and this is what we use in our agency for our clients, and this is what we use also, guys, to generate this kind of results that you see here and here. Okay, so as well, of course, the first step here is the research as usual. And what I want to do here, we always want to use AI, of course, to do some research. And this is where a lot of people make a mistake. So a lot of people just stop here. The thing is that if you only do the AI research, you will not have an actual good understanding of your audience, because most likely you're just gonna ask ChatGPT to your deep research or whatever, and then you put everything inside like whatever other software, and you're gonna make all the ads. But you don't have to work like this. You need to do both. You need to do the AI analysis as well as the manual analysis, because you want to see how people actually talk about specific products and everything. You can, of course, here use AI to get all the information, and then you can redirect the information generated from the AI. Just make sure that you're using a system that actually going to scrape all the information inside Reddit, for instance, because you want to actually understand what people say about your product, your brand, and their pain points and desire. And from this research, there are technically two main things that you want to know. You want to know the fears and the fears of your target audience and their desires. These are the two things that you actually need to know in order to create ads that convert. And this is everything that is basically within the direct to response marketing. Of course, if you're selling like jewelry or like fashion products, clothing products, this is not the ideal scenario. This is more like if you're doing skincare or health and wellness or anything related to fitness or anything that can actually sell proper transformation. Of course, this could be applied sometimes within the fashion industry, because for instance, you can have those t-shirts that helps you to have more visible muscles on your arms. So of course there is a fear here, because guys probably can fear that they look like skinny on t-shirt or whatever, and with your product, the way that you position themselves, for instance, this is something that came out from the research, and then you can position your product, your t-shirt in this case, to actually go there and be like, hey, this fear is gone because this t-shirt is going to make you look like you're jacked, you're big. And so this is how you actually use the research and how you play within fear and desires. These are the two things that we actually need to know to actually create our ads. Of course, you need to have a proper AI system in place. We have different systems in place for different purposes, based on different brand types, and like it's a multi-step thing. I actually made a video about this. You should go check it on my channel where I explain the AI system that we use. Then you need to have a full funnel distribution, and this is actually very important because now right now with Meta Andromeda, right, you absolutely need to have a full funnel distribution. What does it mean? It means that if this is your funnel, right, and you only create ads for this stage here, these two stages here, of course things are not gonna work. What you will see a frequency most likely above 2 within the last 7 days, and you will probably see a good ROAS, because usually the higher the frequency, the higher the ROAS. So let's say you got a ROAS of 2x, which is good for you, for instance, but then you cannot scale. So the moment that you increase the budget, things will break. So ROAS will actually go down. So how you fix it? By having a full funnel distribution of your ad creative. So you need to make sure that you're creating creative for the top of funnel, as well as creative for the middle of funnel and bottom funnel. But you don't have to focus just on this, because these are most likely going to bring you a very high return on the ad spend. This is like the common trap that that people fall into. They see a high ROAS and then will be like, oh, very good, I want to create more ads like this, but then they cannot scale. And they think that they need more ads to scale, but in reality what they're doing, they're only creating more ads to go within this bucket of middle of funnel, bottom funnel audience. So it doesn't matter how many ads you create, you will still be inside this audience. So of course you cannot scale, because the moment that you do, your frequency goes up, you keep retargeting the same user over and over again. So in order for you to actually fix this, you need to focus more on top of funnel ads. Here, this is actually the core of Meta Andromeda. So you need to have a good creative mix and a good creative diversity. So creative mix, think about like videos, statics, and creative diversity, think about like different type of format, different type of concept, before and after, for instance, headliners, us versus them, or whatever else you guys want to think of, different videos, think about different avatars. So think about, let's say you're targeting different personas. What you want to do, you want to have videos with persona number 1 as an avatar in the video, persona number 2 as an avatar in the video, and persona number 3 as an avatar in the video. And then finally, you need to have some creative uniqueness. So the problem here is that a lot of people right now, nowadays, just use AI. And at the end of the day, there are like two main ways that you can do, that you can use AI. You either take a ad reference from a competitor, and AI will just copy it. Of course, it will adapt with your product, brand, whatever. Or what you can do, you can upload your static ads reference, and then they will create new ads, but based on your reference. So it will probably be something very similar to what you already have. Now, you need to bring new concept here. You need to bring something new inside the market. This is the thing that, guys, is really going to explode your sales. Every time our creative strategists go deep into research mode and creative mode, and understand the audience, understand the audience through the research part, and understand what funnel we need to target. And then once we go into the creative uniqueness standpoint here, and we start focusing more into unique creative, not made with AI, we see the best results, because these are new concept, new creative, something that really works, because something that stand out from the crowd and from what everyone else is doing. Everyone right now is focusing on AI ads, and so your ads are most likely going to look either like the reference that you're going to copy, or they're going to look like the same ads that you're going to use as a reference for the AI to create. The AI is never be able to actually create something as good as you can do in terms of creativity. Okay, the AI is good at replication, is good to help you scale faster, is good to help you create 20-30 ads in 10-15 minutes, but it's very, very difficult for them to have all the AI software to be very creative with content. And this is actually something important to mention, because people think that by only running AI ads, they're gonna crack the code, but in reality, this is not the case. And the reason why I wanna go back to this concept here of volume and quality is because you're basically going to get high volume leveraging AI, and you're going to leverage high quality using your own ads. So I would say like own ads, right? Because you need to have the balance of these two to scale. Because if you only focus on AI ads, you will create some what I call recycled creatives. So either same of your competitors or some of your existing creatives, just in a different format or whatever. You need to come with net new concept. And even if the AI does it, the actual visual design of it will look very similar. And trust me guys, we made like a lot of creatives, like a lot with AI, and we always see the same concept. So there is like a background, text, direct response, very good. The AI is very good at writing copy, so that's something that you can definitely leverage. Or it's gonna create some visual with your product, whatever, using the reference that you provide or the competitor ads. But there is nothing new. So the best thing that the AI can come with is, you know, just like find the best background picture here, but they look very AI generated in the day, so it's not gonna, this is not what is going to explode your business. Okay, if you think that AI is going to solve your explode your sales, this is not actually the case. Now what we need here, once we have everything here, and this is becoming very messy, we need to go into the feedback loop, because a lot of people just stop here. They launch their creatives, they test them, and then they keep testing random stuff. So feedback loop is understand what actually is working within the ad account. Okay, so you understand what is working, you have an ad that is working, cool. So you want to dissect these ads and divide it into different kind of hypotheses. You need to understand, okay, why this ad is working. Is it working because of the vibe of the ad? Is it working because of the messages? Is it working because of the concept? And then you need to think, how can I create variations? And yes, you can still create variations after Andromeda. The only difference is that you need to actually know how to create them. You cannot actually create them just by changing the copy in the same ad, of course, but you need to think more deep. So let's say there is a fashion brand, cool, and you're running ads. This is your model, right? And the model is with I don't know, like the Colosseum in Rome background, cool. So it's a fashion brand from Italy. This is working well. Now what you're doing, you're running ads probably in, let's say, in the US market. Cool. So what you can do, you can try to localize the ad. So what it means is that you can have the same person or another person, whatever. This could be made with AI, okay? And instead of being here with the Colosseum, you can have, for instance, I don't know, like anything that can resemble people, like the Statue of Liberty, for instance, whatever else you guys can think of, that can resemble the city or the country where you're actually advertising in. So, because the hypothesis here is that, okay, cool, is the country actually going to give us is it actually the localization of the ad, the winning element within this ad? So the reason why this ad is working. If the answer is, if this is what you're thinking, then so if this is your hypothesis, then you need to basically test it. And also what you want to do, you want to create different variations of this and test them in a different market to see how they work. It's just an idea, but I hope you got the concept. And then, of course, this is the creative iteration part. Now, when it comes to creative iteration, you want to iterate on the existing creatives, and so you go again here, you can iterate by different ways. You can have static ads, you can even have video ads. So for instance, in this case, you have this person here with the Colosseum in Rome, okay, very cool. So you can create other static ads with different backgrounds, or what you can do instead is animate this video. And so you're gonna have a video ad right now. And what you can also do, you can have a different model with different clothes, wearing different clothes, different type of clothes they're selling. So it's just for you guys to understand the actual concept. So you can diversify by a lot of things like the format, the concept. These are the two main things that you actually want to do, or even the user awareness stage. Okay, and then if you find something that is good, what you can do, you can go back to the research. So for instance, let's say you have an ad that is working well, and this ad, you already have some hypotheses, but then you want to go deep inside the research and understand, okay, what else? Let me do a proper research, a proper market research based on the message of this ad. So what you can do, you can use, of course, AI to break down the entire ad, and you can even ask AI, like, why do you think this ad is working? This is a winner, why this is working? And then you get information from that, and you get some input that you can use as a research point. So you get this input, and then you go either on ChatGPT or whatever other tool you have, and also going to include some manual research here as well. And then you're gonna find all different information. Then you're gonna build again the new ads based on the different funnel that you want to target. And so by mixing, guys, AI with manual ads is actually the winning combo. And right now, so we have basically different type of brands that we work with. With some brands, and we are more like AI heavy in terms of creatives, and then we have other clients where we are more manual heavy. And so what we notice is that all the time, the number of winning rate that comes from manual ads is much higher by the percentage of winning rate, like winning ads, coming from AI ads. Okay, so it's actually like this. And the reason why is because for manual ads, we can be much more creative in the output, while here we can have a much bigger volume, right? And so technically you need to produce, like, for instance, 200 ads to have one winner here. And then maybe here, when we do manually, we produce, let's say, 50 ads to have one winner. Okay. And so as you can see, guys, there is a huge difference here. And these ads here also, most of the time, when they're winner, they stay active for much longer, because usually these ads are net new concept that AI cannot come with. And I'm not saying about the actual message concept, I'm talking more about the actual visual concept when it comes to static ads, of course, or as well as with video ads. So guys, this is basically it for this video. If you liked it, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you have any question, and I'll see you in the next video.